guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Moore, and in today's video we got a first time on the channel, a Triumph Rocket 3R on the dyno. This is a special rocket to me because it's mine. Yeah, that's right guys. If you haven't seen the first video where I got the rocket, took it on a ride, and have tested this thing out on the street, you got to go check it out because this thing is an absolute blast. As you can see right now, we got it on the dyno, and I've got the ECU Flashing with Woolits Racing software to dial this thing in to get some more horsepower out of it. You hear that noise? That means it's ready, boys. The restrictions have been removed off the ECU, and this thing should be ready to rip. We got a baseline number of 140 horsepower and 148 foot-pounds of torque, which is massive. The most highest torque we've ever had on our dyno. 148 is insane. 2500 cc, 3-cylinder bike in a cruiser. We're gonna make it even faster. Watch this. So overall first impressions of the rocket, the thing is super smooth, has a lot of torque, and really doesn't ride that bad from the factory. Now mine has Competition Works exhaust system on it, which is a really nice exhaust system. It sounds really good, and I don't feel like the tune is that far off. Now this thing has closed loop compensation in it, so technically the O2 sensors are gonna kind of sort of keep the tune in line and make sure it's correct. We just gotta keep it close on our end, and then the O2 sensors can do the rest. But the cool thing is I can go in the tune and manipulate what the O2 sensor perfect setting is set at, because from the factory, they got it too lean cruising around to beat emissions, and then it's too rich up top to really make peak horsepower. So I'm gonna change all that. We're gonna get some more out of it. And the throttle restrictions are insane on this bike. So as soon as you go wide open, it goes wide open in the ECU until about 2,800 RPMs, and then the throttle plates start closing back off. You can see how we got massive torque until about 3,000 RPMs, and then it starts to fade back. Well, that's because our throttle plates are closing heavy and fast. Let's run this thing and see what it's got now that we've just opened up the throttle plates. All right guys, the rocket has been flashed. I've already made one pull to make sure it was gonna work. Learning the new platform. Boys, we got ourselves a monster. I cannot wait to get this thing on the street. Let me go show you how it sounds. At the gains we just got on this thing. Ooh, look this right here. This is where we just gained, boy. 163.78. This thing is gonna be an absolute monster. It would already almost throw you off when you hit the gas down here at 2,500, and then you would feel it fall down. But boy, she gonna keep on pulling now. We went from 136 horsepower to 162 horsepower at 6,500 RPMs. And we're not done yet. I'm sure I could dial in the fuel, change the ignition timing. We got a couple more things we can do. Let's see how much more power we can squeeze out of this rocket. Then we're gonna take it for a ride. The power levels are steady going up and up. I can't show you what we got just yet, but we are learning this platform really, really nicely. While we're waiting on the ECU to flash again, I wanted to take a second to show you some of the aftermarket carbon fiber goodies I got from Moto Composites. Our friends in Canada have hooked us up with literally some of the best fitting carbon fiber from an aftermarket company I've ever installed. We got carbon fiber radiator guards, carbon fiber side fender, carbon fiber main fender, carbon fiber, I guess you'd call these header guards, muffler guard, engine guard, whatever that is down there, heel guard, carbon fiber rear hugger back here. I got a carbon fiber rear fender. I have not installed it yet because I'm wanting to get rid of the backrest. In order to get rid of the backrest, I got to get some little filler panels that go there, but I think I'm going to do that. We got you can see the rear hugger back here a little better. We got carbon fiber drive shaft cover, carbon fiber heel guard, carbon fiber air intake guard, carbon fiber galore, boys. Who could not want more carbon fiber and more horsepower? Hit up our friends at Moto Composites. If you've got a Triumph rocket, you definitely got to reach out to them because the carbon fiber stuff they have, for one, not only does it fit amazingly, but two, it's not very expensive. I was really surprised at how fair the price was. I was honestly imagining it not fitting that well for the price I paid, but once I got it, I was like, holy cow, this is the real deal. I'm definitely using them for all my carbon fiber accessories on my bikes now. Here we go, guys. The Triumph is getting closer and closer to perfection. I gotta show you the run from another angle. Watch the front end as this thing like tries to raise up off the dyno. It's absolutely insane. The torque, the horse torques this thing got, crazy. Boys, look at that, 169 horsepower. I hit 170 just a minute ago, but do you see how this thing raises up on the dyno? It's absolutely insane. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna adjust my air fuel ratio just a little bit more. We're gonna get that 170 back, and I think we're gonna call it a day with this thing. Got ourselves a monster. Look at this thing. I just couldn't help myself. I had to keep on and on and on playing with it. You see, we made 25 dyno pulls and adjustments, 173 horsepower, 155 foot-pounds of torque. Let me show you the before and after. Run 4 was our first run today. The blue line versus the red line. Take a look at the differences we got. This line, these two lines here, that's torque. These lines here are horsepower. So you can see our factory horsepower died off about 6,600 RPM, 6,700. It topped out at 133 horsepower. Now we got 171 and the thing keeps on pulling all the way up here at 7,000 RPMs. And by the way, the tachometer is a little off. So from the factory, it shows 7, but on the tachometer now, we're showing past 7,500. Anyways, 173, guys. This thing is an absolute monster. Now, let me put this over in wheel speed and show you something right quick. I'm gonna take the RPMs off and we're gonna just look at speed, okay? This is mile per hour. So we dynoed it in 5th gear. We went, let's just call that 134 miles per hour. No, I'm sorry, 140 miles per hour is what we topped that out from the factory in 5th gear. Wait, I'm zoomed in too much. 5th gear. All right, so 140 miles an hour in 5th. Now we are at 153 miles per hour in 5th gear. So I did a little top speed run on this thing a while ago. In 6th, it went 182. I ain't gonna lie, I don't trust that tire going 182 miles an hour. This thing right here, there's no way it's speed rated to go 182. But I'm gonna cross my fingers and do it one more time just to show you guys on the speedometer, on the dyno, 182 miles per hour. Look at our power gains one more time. Let's put this back over in, back to our drum, back to our horsepower, and we are gonna put this thing, engine RPM, at 6,000 RPMs. We went from 138 to 166. So overall, we gained 30 something horsepower on top end. Let me show you what this top speed looks like. All right, guys, right in there, that's your speedometer. Keep an eye on that gauge. Say a little prayer for me. I don't trust this tire, but here we go. We got to get this thing out and rip it on the street, boys.
Alright boys, you know we couldn't dyno it and tune it and get all this horsepower gain out of this thing without taking it for a test drive to see what kind of numbers and performance we could get out of it in the real world. Now you saw the dyno gains, they were huge, but we did a draggy test on this thing on our first ride video, and it did pretty dang good for a cruiser bike. We went from 60 to 130 miles per hour in 9.7 seconds, I think. And it went like 123 miles per hour in the quarter mile from a dead stop. So pretty impressive numbers, but I already can tell you right now, I haven't done any kind of numbers and testing on it yet, but this thing is a completely different monster. Like traction, gone, zero. We don't get it anymore. When you nail it, it literally lights the tire up in second gear and spins like crazy. So we're just waiting on traffic to clear here in Mexico so we can get a decent little run in with this thing and see what we can do. I'm gonna hit it one time praying first. Literally first and second gear just light the tire up. Insane. It never did this before. So now we're gonna have to do our 60 to 130 test in third gear. We were doing them in second gear, but we ain't got second gear no more. Not with any traction anyways. So we're gonna try a little third gear roll. This is not the exact same spot we did it, but we'll see what we can get. Test it. 140 on the speedometer. Felt really strong. That's a third gear roll, guys. Literally, we're giving up our two best gears, first and second, because we can't get any traction in those gears. Now we got to test the quarter mile, see how it does in it. We got to go, I'm going to go back to the exact same stretch of the road we were at last time. That way we can get perfectly flat results. That was a really flat area road. That'll also give our tire a few more minutes to heat up. But so far, the Rocket, completely different machine than what it used to be. I know for a fact if this thing would get traction, it definitely would wheelie like crazy. Alright guys, so I did some off-camera testing with this thing, and I seem to be able to get second gear to hook if I roll it on slow. So we're going to try to do a 60 to 130 test, just rolling the throttle. Let's see what we get like this. I think this is going to be better. I think that one was better. It definitely felt a little faster. We'll have to check our phone right up here and see what kind of numbers we got. Now, I just checked the phone a while ago to see what we got the first time, and it was way, way faster than when we did it before. Now, I'm not going to share those numbers with you until we get done with our test here today, but I can promise you the Flash is going to be worth every ounce of money that it costs, because it is way, way different. Now we're going to try to do a dead stop run up here and get a better quarter mile time, which I know we're going to do way better. It's just going to be if we get traction. Part of me wants to turn the traction control on, and part of me is like, that's pretty silly. Can't use the word I want to use right now, but it ain't. We just don't run traction control drag racing, dude. Are you kidding me? We got to ride this thing. So anyways, we're going to see what it'll do. Hopefully, we can get some sort of traction. That's all we need, is a little bit. And I feel like it's going to be way, way faster. Let's get our tire hot. There we go. You see how this thing spins? I told you. Alright. Dead. Stop-a-roo. Come on, Rocket. Terrible, dude. Terrible. We gotta try this again. We can do better. Alright, hopefully that got us a good quarter mile time and a 60 to 130 pull. It should have. Let's pull over, see what the phone says, because I think that was pretty dang fast. 60 to 130, 6.92 seconds, guys. Holy cow. Our quarter mile time, we went in the 8th mile, 724 to 108, which I think we only went like 101 last time. And then the quarter mile was a 1090 at 132. Now we only went 123 in the quarter last time. Definitely spinning, but our 60 to 130 is the biggest thing that we're looking at. 6.92 seconds. We were at 9.78, so huge gains with that. Let's go play with some more. Here we go, boys. Another 60 to 130 test. We're going to try shifting it at a different RPM this time. Let's see what we can get. That felt good. I don't know if it was any faster or not. I really wish I could stab this thing in second, man, to make it go. I know it would be way faster that way. But having to roll into the throttle and short shift it to keep it from hooking, or to keep it from spinning, man, it's really slowing down our times. Let's get back to the house, all the way back in America. Once we get out of Mexico, we'll see how fast we went.
I just made it back to the More Mafia underground laboratory here in America, and boy, do I got some good results for you. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but our 60 to 130 time, there's one for 6.7. There's another one for 6.48. This thing is getting faster and faster and faster. Basically, the last time when I got to 648, I revved it all the way out to 7,500. It definitely likes revving it. This thing right here, the more you rev it, the faster it goes because the horsepower steadily climbs. We saw that on the dyno graph, but you don't always know how that basically relates in real life. Well, here, boys, we saw it in real life. 6.48, 60 to 130. Last time when we tested it in stock formation, we were at like 9.7 or 9.8, something like that. We sped up 3 seconds from 60 to 130 miles per hour, 60 to 130 miles per hour. I already said that. Overall, super impressed. We picked up almost 10 miles per hour in the quarter, 30 horsepower on the dyno. We hit a top speed of 183 miles an hour on the dyno. Now, I didn't take it out and test it out to 183 miles an hour. I'm not gonna lie, the rocket at 140, she feels like it's wanting to dance a little bit. Now, I like to dance, but I ain't never danced with a girl this big, so I don't know what it would feel like at 180. What if she steps on my toes? It's definitely gonna hurt, boys. This is a big machine. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, check us out, moremafia.com. Get your Rocket 3 ECU Flashed. Hit us up, moremafia.com. Go to the ECU Flashing page. There's a video on there that'll explain all the details on how to send it in to get it done. That's going to do it for today's video. See you next time.